The Mythic version of Vexie and the Geargrinders doesn't change that much from the base version. There's only a couple more new mechanics that make the fight a little bit more challenging. If you don't know the heroic version, you're going to want to follow this link and learn about that first before you come here. This is just going over the Mythic strategies. In Mythic, the main first change that we have to worry about is the bikers. You're no longer going to immediately be able to mount up on a bike after taking out a Geargrinder biker. Instead, the bike is now going to have an empty fuel cell, and it's going to shoot out 2 soak mechanics when the bike's been taken out. One player needs to soak each of these locations and they'll become covered in oil. This is a debuff that will increase damage taken by the soak effect by 500%. So each player can only soak once every 1 minute. Once you've soaked this, you're going to grab an oil canister and you can deposit that canister into one of the bikes. Each bike will require 2 canisters to be deposited into it before you're able to ride it into the boss. For each soak, you're going to need to coordinate with your team who is grabbing what canisters and which bikes that they're bringing it to. Mythic is also less forgiving for the oil spills, so when you fire the bike off at the boss, it's much more likely the bike ends up getting consumed if it hits any of the oil. You want clear, straight shots from the filled up bike into the boss. The boss also requires 2 more plates to be removed, so you have to hit it with 6 bikes before you get the intermission. This makes it quite tight to be able to get the intermission before the unrelenting carnage ability begins. Once you moved into the intermission, there's also a mythic change here. A support rig is a new mob that's going to spawn and slowly move towards the boss. This mob has a blue electric ring around it, and any of the pit crew mobs within this ring become CC immune and cannot be stopped from casting their repair. Your team needs to coordinate and take down the support rig ASAP, while a couple players still manage to interrupt and move around the existing pit mechanics that have not yet entered into the support rig's field. This makes it much more likely that the tune-up does not last the full 45 seconds, and she's going to become operational again more often. With the ever-increasing damage from the exhaust and the ever-spreading oil, it becomes harder and harder to stay alive throughout this fight and continue to hit her with all 6 of the bikes you need before the carnage ability begins. This guide helped your team figure out how to take down Vexie and the Geargrinders on Mythic. I'm Zezzy Fresh Games, and we'll catch you guys next time.